Welcome to Living a Life by Design. It's the journey back to you and living 365 days of purpose with your host, Esther Graham. Did you know your accountability and possibility is by design? God designed a phenomenal life for you, gave you the gift of choice. Esther helps empower you to discover and pursue the purpose that is already in you. Are you ready to look at yourself and see your future? Then get back to what is really important in life and get in alignment with your true self. Stay tuned to Living a Life by Design. Journey back to you and start living 365 days of purpose with your host, Esther Graham. It all starts now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Living a Life by Design with me, your host, Dr. Esther Graham. I am so super excited that you made the choice, you made the decision to join me today. We have a powerful guest today. And of course, you all know I always say all of my guests are powerful because why? Because they truly are. I will not bring anything to you for someone or to my audience with someone who is not going to give you insight and just motivate you and encourage you to go to that next level. And so today I have Wyvetra Jordan. And Wyvetra and I want to say we've met maybe about three years ago,
About
maybe.
3 years ago, yeah.
Yeah. And she is just phenomenal. Not only is her story just so enlightening, encouraging. And when I heard her story, I thought, oh my God, what a powerful woman, a woman of resilience and a woman that just will not allow anything to keep her down. And so I think that's one of the reasons that we just connected. She's just a go-getter. But we met about almost 4 years ago. We've just been trying to connect to do an interview and to do some things together. And finally, I'm so super excited that she's one of the speakers at my live event, Your Next Is Now. And of course, that she is here. And listen, when you hear what she has to say, you're going to say, oh, not only do I want to hear her, I want to meet her, but I need to find a way to connect with her. So Wyvetra, I'm just going to give, just say a couple of things about you that you are, is it the word Mongol? She is a boss in the field of real estate investment development. She is a broker. She is a philanthropist, a entrepreneur, but she wasn't always there. She came out of, I like to say, corporate America into what she's doing now. And when that decision was made to leave, her whole life turned around. And so I want to just welcome, if y'all could just love her up, Wyvetra Jordan. Welcome to Living a Life by Design.
Thank you, Dr. Esther. It is so great to be on here with you. Thank you. I'm honored to share space with you this morning and at the conference coming up. I'm really excited about that.
It's gonna be powerful. I'm excited that you're going to be there. So tell us a little bit about your story. How did you get? So first, I tell you what, let's reintroduce yourself so everyone can know the powerful Wyvetra Jordan.
You did a perfect job. So I am Wyvetra Jordan. I'm a real estate broker owner. I am a co-owner of the Fort Washington Business Complex, a commercial business complex in Maryland. And I am also the star of my own reality series, The Home Team Lifestyle Selling the DMV. And so I operate 3 of the top businesses in our business complex. And that is our real estate brokerage, which is a luxury boutique brokerage. I have 60 agents in my company. We also operate the property management division, and our title company is run by my daughter. And so we started 3 businesses in like a year and a half. On speed is what I like to say, because oh my gosh. And what I do in the world is I specialize in helping business owners, aspiring business owners, people in transition, whatever that looks like for you, mid-career, late career, develop scalable business strategies, implement systems that drive exponential growth, and create processes that turn your ideas into income. Because my gift is growing people, and I get to do that in all these spaces, and I love that. So That's who I am. I'm a yaya. I have two kids that are grown. I don't even know if you call them kids anymore. Like, what do we call them when they are
I
like
call mine
older?
the adults. I call mine the adults. So they're the adults.
Like, what do you call them? The adults. So I have adults, right? I have young, they're not even young adults anymore. Like they're
No,
in their 30s now. And
I
so,
know.
and I have two grandchildren with one on the way. I love being a yaya to them. And
So
I'm
how many
married to my high
grandchildren
school
you have?
sweetheart of I've been with my husband since I was 15 years old. We just celebrated 30 years together. So what I like to do is inspire people to go out and do what that thing that God told you to do.
Yeah, yeah. I love that. You inspire people to go out and just do what God tells you. Just be obedient and follow the plan, you know. But
Yeah.
in fact, you said you now have two grandkids. I just,
Yes, and
I,
one on the way.
I just thought was little, what did you call it?
Reagan.
The
You thought
little
it was
diva,
my grand diva.
yeah, your grand diva. I thought it was,
Yeah, no, no, no. I have a grandson. He's older. His name is Parker.
okay,
Uh-huh. And then and my daughter's pregnant with another baby. Baby JoJo will be here. Baby Jordan will be here in November.
oh, nice, nice, nice. I tell you what, when you become a grandmother, it's like a whole different type of love, a whole different ball game. It's so,
A whole different
so
world
good.
opens up to
Oh,
you again.
yes, and it's so good. Isn't it good?
Yes,
For
it
me,
is
it's like
very, very, I
there's
love it. I love
so
it so
good.
much.
Yeah, especially like with the little girls. I mean, we have four. We've got the set of twins, and of course, my little girl who's in the middle. She's the only girl, but she thinks that she runs everybody.
The girls think they
Yeah,
run
yeah,
everybody,
yeah. She
and
thinks
they
that she
do,
runs.
and
Yeah,
they
they
do.
do. It's like, it's
Girls
almost
truly
like
run the world.
yeah, I was gonna say girls, right? When girls rule the world, you know, so
Yes.
he is a mess. So just let me ask you a question. I'm gonna read my question so I don't get way off track like sometimes.
Okay.
You left corporate America during the pandemic. I believe it was the pandemic. And at the time, at a time when so many people were holding back in fear, what gave you the courage? And I want to kind of as deep as you want to go with your story, but what gave you the courage to take that leap? And how did you navigate those early days of uncertainty? What did you do?
So, now is a really good time to talk about that because with all that's going on in the federal government, I was a senior executive at 40. I'm 53 now. Well, 53 in next month. By the time I do this conference, I'll be 53.
And then
So,
we'll celebrate.
yeah, so and I was recklessly discarded from a job that I did very, very well and gave a lot of time to. And I had to fight for my name to be restored, right?
Mhm.
And so now where people are being recklessly discarded in their jobs, right? And in the government, I like to call it the Department of Injustice. And so, yeah, so while people are being discarded, like just wrongly discarded from their jobs, having already gone through that and in the pandemic, I had no choice. I had to figure it out. And I
Mhm.
didn't give myself any excuses and I didn't sit in my pity party long,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah,
Because it is so disheartening. People just make decisions for your life that impacts your entire family. And it impacted
with no
everything
regard.
with no regard. And it impacted everything in my life, everything. And you from one day you go from a high multiple six-figure salary to zero
Yeah, yeah,
in one day.
yeah, yeah,
And you're carrying the insurances and all the things for your family. And it's like, what happened? And then not only that, also try to destroy your reputation in the process because they want you gone, because they want to do things that they shouldn't be doing.
yeah,
Right. So I was in the way. And I
yeah,
had already, done the things that they needed of me. So now I was expendable.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that's a hard feeling. And so what I knew was that I really had to sit in that and decide like what did I want my life to look like. And my life coach at the time asked me, what is it that you've always wanted to do? Is there something that you've always wanted to do? And my answer was, you know what, real estate.
Yeah.
And so she was like, well, why don't you do that? Why don't you just focus on that? And that was the best advice that I could have been given. So I focused on that. Did the class, I took the test and got my real estate license, not knowing what the heck I was going to do next with it. But the world opened up to me. It really did. And it has significantly changed my life. I'm a multimillionaire. I run multi-million dollar businesses. And I am just like, I would have never done that if I had stayed stuck in the
Mhm.
space of somebody discarded me and treated me like trash.
Yeah.
And woe is me. I could not stay in that space. So I had to make a decision.
Yeah, yeah. I love it. You had to make a decision. I think one of the reasons that we connected so well is when I heard your story. I mean, something very similar happened to me. I went in and just totally disregarded. You have this job, you're over six figures in your job, and then it just goes. And I never forget with me when they said, well, we're not, we're your contract is, I'm with the government as well. And your contract is ended. So where, you do your contract, it goes for 3 years or however long that you're employed, right? And wait a minute, it's just no notice, no anything. And after they'd basically gotten everything from me, I built their program up, made it look good, all these different things. It's like I wasn't what's the word that you just use? They were finished with me. I was disregarded and they
Yeah.
used me. And then,
You were
and because
expendable.
I'm expendable, and because I wasn't agreeing with some things, right, that they were doing, that was 100% wrong, right? And
Yeah,
I wasn't going to do it.
right.
They found a way to move me out. And I will never
Absolutely.
forget why, Reacher, I got in my car. I was so shocked. I was angry. I was
Yeah, like
angry.
what am I gonna
Wait
say
a
to
minute.
my husband? What am I
Exactly.
gonna say to my family? Like
Family, kids in college, and
yes.
everything. It's like, whoa, wait a minute. What just happened here? You
What
know?
just happened?
What just happened? I did the same thing. Crying and everything, but I couldn't stay down there too long. What I found was that after, I got over the shock and the like, whoa, and crying, because I did cry. I was hot. I was upset,
Absolutely.
you know. Um, then I got up. I like to tell people I got up and I wiped my eyes and I said, you know what? This cannot keep me down. And
Yeah.
I look back now, that was one of the best things that happened to me because
Yeah.
that's how I launched out into my business.
Yes. Yes.
That's
I
how
agree. I would have never done this
would have
if I
never.
was in the government because I was comfortable.
Yeah, me too. Very, and maybe that's what God does. And maybe He says, there's so much more for you to do,
Mm-hmm.
much greater,
Mm-hmm.
right? I got to take you out of your comfort zone, and the only way
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get you out of your comfort zone is is through this, and not
And it
that.
has to be hard enough that you don't want to go back.
Exactly, exactly. And that is something, it's like I look back, it's like, oh, I would never go back. My life now is too great. It's
Absolutely.
wonderful. And not that it doesn't bring challenges, but it's just so good.
Yeah.
Listen, everyone, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Living a Life by Design with my very special guest, Wyvetra Jordan. If you're now joining us, we are on a powerful conversation. We're speaking about resilience and just really bouncing back. And make sure that if you're in chat somewhere, heart her up and love on her, ask any questions that you would like, and we will get to your questions and we will answer it either back through the chat or some way. Trust me, we will get to you. So, Vyvetras, your story, right, is one of moving from challenges and becoming, here it is, a multimillionaire in less than 2 years. Is it less than?
Yes, it was like a year and a half.
Yeah.
So
So, I mean,
crazy. Like
crazy.
I blew my own mind, right?
Yeah, yeah. That is so crazy. But here it is, it just while it was less than 2 years, it wasn't like overnight. There's some, you had to really set your intentions. You really had to forge forward, even in the midst of still, as you said, trying to figure out what you're doing. You got your real estate license. You weren't even sure what you were going to do with it, but you did know that you love real estate. So, can you share one of the biggest trials you faced in that transition and the mindset shift that helped you turn it into a triumph? Like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah. So one of the biggest challenges that I faced was overcoming my own fears.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
really was. I had to know and trust myself in a way that I had never had to trust myself before. And that was literally my biggest challenge. And then figuring out all the parts because people don't tell you how to build a business. Like
They
there's
don't.
like no script for what I went into.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I had to put those pieces together as I went. Fortunately, I had a business background where I can just say, okay, I know how to get from point A to point B. And so now what are the in between things? So I was able to do that. The other thing was building relationships where people trust you. And that's why restoring my name was so important, right? To me, because I wanted to build relationships where people trusted you with one of the biggest purchases or assets of their lives. And so those were real challenges for me. How to do that? What do I say? How do I even talk about like where I came from? Like I'm just starting real estate at 47.
Yeah. Yeah.
At 47 years old.
Yeah, yeah. And when you think about, 47 years old, many times people think it's too late, you know?
Yes.
It's too late. And I think we face a lot of that as women, you
Hmm.
know. It's too late for us to do this. It's too late to start over again. What's happening? How did you begin to even wrap your head around and change your mindset about that? Because it's not too late, but that is how we feel. And sometimes society like reinforces, yeah, it's too late.
So, what I realized about myself is that even though I was going into a totally new career with no background or experience in it, what I did have was what God gifted me with, and nobody can ever take that away. And
Yeah,
so, what I know is that wherever you go, there you are.
yeah,
And so I literally had to force myself. I had to, every time a negative thought came in, I had to shut it down like
yeah,
really fast because they came and they
yeah,
still come, right? They still come. So I had to shut it down. And what I had to do was really focus on what are the pieces of me that I've always carried. And that is growing people. That is building relationship. I've always been a bridge builder. I've
yeah,
always been that. I've been that from the time that I came out of my mother's womb. I've
yeah,
been that. And I realized that about myself. And I stepped into that power. I stepped into this is who you are, and nobody can take that away. No matter where you are in the world, no matter what you decide to do. So once I realized who I was,
yeah.
then I was able to step into it in a way and very confidently. Because sometimes as women, we don't really talk about our what God given us, what gifts God has given us, because we're so afraid of what people are going to say and what
I'm
people
afraid
are
of the
going to do,
judgment.
and
Yeah,
yeah, and all the
yeah,
things, and oh, you know, you're cocky or you're, and that's just not the truth. It's just that I am aware.
yeah, yeah,
I'm aware. And so that awareness and then making a decision to walk in that space for myself because I didn't have a choice. It had to work. It had to work. I didn't give myself an exit strategy. And that's how I shifted my mindset. I didn't have a plan A and B. It was plan A, and plan A. And A had to work.
yeah. I love what you said that you did not give yourself an exit strategy. This had to work. And so when you have that mindset, that intent, right? Like, listen, this is, I'm going to do whatever it takes for this to work. There is no exit strategy. It totally does shift what you're doing. It shifts the way you think because now you're so focused on, let's say, on forging forward,
Yes.
you know? And so when you think about that, no exit strategy, how did you begin to like make those small needle step moves when you made the decision, listen, there's no exit strategy here, it's this is it. How did you begin to, what's that first step that you took, for example? Like,
I got very visible.
yeah,
I got visible.
yeah.
I used to be the incredible invisible woman, doing all the things behind the scenes, not wanting to be seen, afraid to be seen, afraid of what people would say if you're, too loud as a woman, as a Christian woman specifically. Like, what are you going to do? But the one thing that moved that needle for me was being visible. I came out of being the invisible to the visible. So I started doing video. I started talking to people about what I was doing now. And I got on Facebook. I opened my Facebook page. Listen, if you are trying to step into something new, you got to take those little two people at the top of your Facebook page and make it a world. You got to become public. I realized that I had to become a public figure.
Yeah,
And I had to open my world up because my Facebook page was just the people who knew me and I knew them for real and I knew
yeah,
they
yeah,
liked me and
yeah,
etc. And I
yeah,
didn't accept no
yeah,
more friends.
yeah,
Now it's like you got to open it up. And so I started talking about who I was and what I wanted to do in the world and what I wanted to do for people, how I wanted to serve them. And that moved the needle.
yeah.
And I built relationships the way I've always done it. And my first client referred me to a client. And I got 8 clients in my first year, my first like year, 6 months, 9 months in real estate. And then those clients start referring me. And I keep in touch with all of the people
Yeah,
and they
that's
refer
good.
me. And it just I tripled my income. I tripled my income,
Yeah.
literally. I thought I was at the height of my income in the
When you
government.
were in corporate
When
America.
I was in, yes,
Yeah,
I thought I
yeah,
was at
same
the
here.
height. Listen, I was doing all the things, but let me tell you, when I made the decision to become visible, when I made the decision to really step out, I tripled my income, and I was like, wow, like there, I didn't even know that this was a thing, like so because I really went into it to replace the income that I lost.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But instead, God gave me triple that
In
and
his
my
multiplication. Yeah.
reputation and all the things. And guess what happened? A year and a half into and this is so important. A year and a half into my real estate career, it had taken off. I got a call from the government. They wanted me to come back
Yep.
as a contractor.
Yep.
And guess what they
Same
said?
thing happened to me.
You
Yeah.
can make whatever you want to make. Tell us what you want your salary to be in an area that wasn't even my expertise, like HR. I'm a budget and finance girl, right? And HR is what they tried to like destroy me on. And I thought about it for 2 days because I was like, oh, I could do that and this, and I could do that. And it gave me comfort because I would get a regular check and all of that. And I really sat in that and prayed about it for 2 days. And then I said, no. And what the story that it reminds me of is the little girl who has a teddy bear that she wants to keep. And she's in front of God, like, hey, God, I want this teddy bear. And God has this, you may have seen the meme. He has this giant teddy bear behind him. And he's saying, do you really want that? Or are you going to trust me? And I decided to put my little teddy bear down forever.
So good.
And he opened the world to
Yeah.
me. And
So
it is a
good.
world that I never imagined. I
Yeah.
never imagined.
Yeah. That's so good. So, so good. You said something, you had to get visible. My coach, when I started off, basically said the same thing to me. You have to get visible, Esther. How is it? You have to get visible. And the same thing, I had to go on Facebook, I had to make it, I had to do all these things that I didn't want to do because I had my
Right.
private, quiet little life. And I was, I'm good.
Right.
Good,
Yes.
good.
Yes.
And honestly, I still work on
Me
becoming,
too. Me too. Me
sometimes
too.
it's hard. It's like, okay, let me go and talk about this and just let people see, what I'm doing and how I'm living. And what I found is that people, need what we have to give. And that's the same with whoever is watching this right now, wherever you are in your life, if you're in transition, I want you to begin to think about, are you visible? People, you have something in you, all of us do, that is designed to serve and to help someone else. Someone needs to hear
Yes, they need to hear what you have. Yep.
what you have. They need what you have. And so becoming visible is so, so important. And then I love where, yeah, you've got this teddy bear, and we all do it, especially women. We're afraid for that. We're afraid of the judgment. We have the fear, we don't want to get stuck out there. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? And, what are people going to say? I know part of me was, what are people going to say?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As I'm
Yeah.
doing this, I'm there, what are they going to think? you
Yeah.
know and I think that a lot of us face that, that whole judgment. And I think we as women, I'm not saying that men don't face it, but I think that we as women hold on to it a lot dearer.
We do.
Like what, yeah. And it's just like when someone compliments us, oh, that's a beautiful dress. And sometimes we'll say, oh, I just paid $2 for this.
Yes. Why do we do that?
It's like, and we be, like instead of just saying, oh, thank you,
Yes.
yeah, but we'll say, oh, I just got this at the thrift or whatever. We'll be
Yes.
little,
Yes.
ourselves, and so what I hear you saying is that becoming visible and getting out there, you began to also not belittle the great things that you were doing.
Yes.
You began to realize, wait a minute, I've got this gift that I've been born with, and now this gift is coming to light. And while it was thrown in to just keep the little teddy bear, I
Yes.
could have kept it, had this and had that. There was a big teddy bear behind. I never realized, honestly, how much our stories really kind of parallel, because I was called back and was
Yeah.
asked, what would you like, to be put back on God? Nah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I'm good. But
I'm
I will
good.
tell you, did I think about it? I mean, who doesn't? It's like,
Yeah.
wait a minute,
Yeah.
especially when, see, I knew they needed me. I knew,
Hmm. Yeah. Oh
and
yeah. Yeah.
let's
Part of
face
it is ego. It was like
it,
total like,
totally.
oh, yeah, and I
Yeah,
had to check that. I had to check that. I
have to,
really did.
have
I
to,
really did. I
have
had to
to.
ask myself, why would you want to do that again?
Yeah. Why would you want to go through the headache? And here's now you're doing well and you're working for yourself.
And you're working for yourself.
Working
Yes.
for yourself, right? We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back with Wyvetra Jordan. Welcome back to Living a Life by Design with me, your host, Dr. Esther Graham, and my very special guest, Wyvetra Jordan. And y'all, we have been having a powerful conversation. I have another question, but while we were at the commercial break, Wyvetra said something that I wanted to just expand just a little bit, uh, that you outgrow a space. And many times you don't even realize that you've outgrown that space. I think that happens to many of us, whether we're entrepreneur already or wherever we are. Sometimes even in our business, we've outgrown. We need to do something that's going to take us to that next level, that's going to push us just a little bit further. Sometimes we don't realize, wait a minute, I've outgrown this space. How, talk about that a little bit. You're in a space and you didn't even realize you outgrown it until,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, because it's one of the, well, like I said, when they came back and asked me to be in that job, I had to really think about like, do I really want to do that again? But I also realized that God protected me. He knew it was coming, right? From this space, and I really had outgrown it impact wise.
Yes,
And not even knowing it because it was comfortable. It was a regular check, as people say. I put regular in quote
yeah,
fingers because
yeah,
I have a regular check now. I have to manage it differently. I
yeah.
just have to manage it differently. But it was something I'd outgrown the space and didn't even know it until I was out of it. Once I was out of it and really realized how much of a pressure cooker I was in for somebody else,
Yes.
it really changed my life and my perspective on it. And yeah, I didn't know I'd outgrown it, but God did. He did. Like he has created us for exponential impact.
Yes,
And we can't sit on those gifts because it's going to open up your world and other people's world. And
exactly.
there's somebody waiting for you to walk into that. And there was so many. I didn't know that there was so many. Like I went from 8 agents to 60 in like 3 years.
And did
Two
you,
years, not even three,
I
like
was
two
going to
and a
say,
half
because
years.
yeah, I think so, because
Yeah.
time we talked when I was at your building,
Yeah.
you already had a,
Yeah.
a lot of agents then. So
Yeah.
it grew
Yeah.
really fast. That to me is just so powerful because I think that when you become visible and you begin to do some things, I think that people then just become naturally drawn to you. Does
Hmm.
that make sense? Yeah.
Hmm.
And so I think that's what's happened with you as well. You just have this light that's drawn. It's that gift, you know.
Hmm.
And here's the realization: I've outgrown this space, and now I need to move to another space. I need to now, let's say, go to that next level. When you were, and with your agents that you have, and I talk about people just being drawn to you, did you learn because of how you were treated in corporate America? Did you make that decision? I know for me, I did. What I'm not going to do is treat people that connect with me or work for me, whether they're 1099
Yes.
or a W-2.
Yes.
I'm going to treat them well because you learn that this is what I'm not going to do.
Yes.
I was treated. Did you find that?
I did. I had a list of when I started in government, I was 19 years old and pregnant, but I started in government, right? And I really started a list. One side was things I will do when I become a supervisor or manager and things I won't do. And that list carried with me into my own business. These are the things, this is how I will treat people. This is what I won't do with people. There's also this is what I won't tolerate in my business from other
Yes,
people treating each other a
yes,
certain kind of
yes,
way. Like
yes.
you can't, we are in this, like we have a spirit that covers our business. And if you are bumping up against that and acting crazy, we're not having that. Like we're gonna have a conversation and then we might have an
Right.
exit strategy because we can't have it.
Yeah, yeah. You can't. You're building a culture that
Yes.
that's of service. You're building a culture where humanity is supported and
Yes.
focused on and all of those different things. And I think that's one of the wonderful things I love about what you do. I think that when you walk into the room, right, that you automatically have that culture. I'm so sorry, y'all. The phone is ringing, but hey, this is life. This is life. It's life. Um,
I couldn't even hear it, so it's
Okay,
fine.
great. So, and here it is. I think a part of that is building, beyond wealth. And so here's what I want to ask you is, you've been very successful in real estate. And however, we know that for you, it's more than just the numbers, right? So as a broker and a business owner, what values or principles have guided you in building not just a multi-million dollar company, but also a lasting legacy?
I always, I am big on family. I grew up in a big family. We are like, I mean, it was, always family gatherings and things like that. So when I created my business, I wanted that feeling for people and I wanted them to know that they really had some people there that would support them. We operate in integrity, in service, and we really bring business and community together. So my heart is a heart of a servant first. And I have to balance that with business principles. But I definitely have the heart of a servant. And so I brought that into my business. And that drives us every single day. We are a business of integrity first, service
Business of
oriented.
integrity. I want y'all to hear what she's
Yes,
saying. Yeah.
service, community service oriented. God led. They're like our principles are laid on what the Lord has said. It is built on solid rock,
Yeah.
okay? And also, a culture of family. And so when you hear my agents talk, they'll say, "Oh yeah, we're like a family," and we really are. And so are our clients and the people that we come into contact with. When you come into our space and our presence, you know that you're going to be safe and creating a safe space for people in real estate because it's one of those things where you get people at probably one of their most vulnerable times, right? They're making a transition in their lives that they're more than likely scared about, especially if it's your first time. And even if it's your second time, you want to know that I'm making the right decision, that
Yeah.
I've hired the right team, that people are going to give me the right advice in a world where there's so much wrong advice. Like the internet is like, you don't know what's real and what's not anymore. And so to be able to create a space where people in a culture, in a business, and even duplicate that in agents that work in my company, that people feel safe, they feel supported, is so important to me. And that really has taken my business to the next level. Like we are a one-stop shop. I like to let people know that we can handle whatever it is that they come with and however they come with it from cradle to grave. And that is so important to me as I have senior parents. I get to work with the senior community. I see when I look at them and we deal with them and work with our senior community, I see my parents. How would I want them treated? What would I want them to feel like when they came into space with whatever decisions they have made, right? Because I feel like nothing's unrecoverable in your life. Like you can start again. Like you can make a different decision. And that is really the starting point for people. And so I love having created a space that does that. And so the people that we get, I think people look at real estate and they're like, oh, all these people that come and buy houses or transfer houses or do whatever have all their stuff lined up. And the answer is really no.
Yeah.
Most of them come in with fears. They come in with credit challenges. They come in with decisions that they wish they didn't make. And I don't even call them bad decisions. They're just decisions that if we look back, we'd make a different one, right? Different decisions. Like there are those types of things. Um, and we get them through a process. So we walk people through process. And I love that part about it because there's nothing like seeing the heart of people once they open up to you and know that you're real and that
Yeah.
you really care. And that's who the home team is.
I love it because, many times, especially as entrepreneurs, what would happen is that we would be chasing, right? Many they chase the money, they're chasing the,
Yeah, yeah,
and I found that when you're chasing the dollars like that, then that's when your business begins to really decrease.
mm-hmm,
Right? What really needs to happen is that you've got to change the culture. You've got to
yeah.
chase the service. Look
Chase
for the
the service.
service that what you're doing for people.
Right.
And that's where you add the value, and that's how people will be connected to you.
Absolutely.
Right?
And pay you whatever it takes,
And
right?
pay you
And
because, go ahead.
no, yeah, they'll pay you whatever it takes. And so yeah, like money is energy. And what energy are you creating around the money that you want to make? And many times when we're chasing money, we're blocking the money energy from coming to us because we're in a space of I don't have enough. If you're chasing money, you're in a space of I don't have enough. And what I'll say to you is there'll never be enough because your life changes, right? Around money. So everything changes.
Well, exactly. And I think what happens then is that's when you really have to begin to look at your mindset, because you could be an entrepreneur and still be operating with a scarcity mindset.
Yes, yes.
Right?
Most do, though. Many
Yeah.
do. Many
Yeah.
do. So
Yeah.
if you know that money's going to come to me, like that's not my goal. My
Yeah.
goal, well, we have to have money to move business for
You
sure.
have to. You
And
have
that's
to.
going to come, but your goal has to be to serve people at the highest level in whatever business that you're doing. And for me, it happens to be real estate and coaching. But for other people, it could be restaurant. It could be,
For me,
your
it's early childhood and
early
coaching.
childhood education, right?
My
Like,
life by design,
yes,
my training and
yes,
development company,
yes,
serving people at the highest level. And so, yeah,
yes,
it doesn't
yes.
matter
And
what
then our
business.
nonprofit is serving families, it's family
Yeah,
strengthening. And
yeah,
so, yeah, so it really just, whatever that is, follow that first.
yeah, yeah.
And your heart opens up for everything you're supposed to receive. It
Yeah,
really does.
it
Like
really
there
does.
every time I get a new client, my first response is thank you, God. Every time somebody refers me as thank you, God, I know that was you because I know it was him because I'm not chasing that. I'm
Yeah,
serving the people from my heart.
yeah.
And
Love it.
my
I love it.
company is serving the people from their heart. And every time somebody sends somebody our way is thank you, God. I know that was you.
Yeah, that's so good. And here it is, in this whole conversation, and sometimes, people, they'll get, what's the word I'm looking for? Sometimes they don't understand that the primary foundation of all of this, really, for me anyway, is to say, you know what, let me turn this over to God.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the foundation. And and some people might say, well, you may call him light. I say, you may call him light, you may call him sword. What I don't get caught up in all of that.
Me either. Me
Yeah,
either.
I don't get caught up in all that. I know what the foundation is, right? That has made you successful. And if we could just follow that plan, right? And then all of these other things will just begin to come, right? Everything. And I believe y'all, if you're listening, listen to everything that she's saying, because she's really speaking while she's giving you examples in her own life. You could follow these same things. Begin to look at where you are right now. Where are you? Are you happy where you are? What is it that you want to do in your life? I call it living a life by design. How is it that you want your life designed? You know what I mean?
Yes.
And what is the plan that you can put in place and be very intentional
Yeah.
about it?
Yeah.
And if you are thinking that, it's too late, oh, absolutely not. You can start from wherever you are.
I
And
started
that,
at rock bottom
yeah, with nothing,
with nothing
with
and
nothing.
with no one in my family has ever done real estate. Like nobody.
Yeah.
Like I'm the first, right? There's nobody's ever done it. And so, yeah, like
Yeah.
I really started at rock bottom in my heart, in my mind, in my spirit, like how I was feeling about what happened to me, all of it. But I had to make a decision to get up, wipe my knees off, and step into what I needed to step into.
Step
And
into purpose.
purpose, step into purpose. And
Step
sometimes you
in-
don't even know what that is yet.
yeah,
Like I really didn't know. I didn't know. I really did not know what the next day looked like. But I knew that there was going to be a next day.
yeah.
And
Is
I'm
that
about to get into tears because like it's like I knew there was going to be a next day.
It's like, I think it's a quote. I'm probably going to get it wrong, but I do know it was Martin Luther King that said it, that, they showed the stairs and he said, before you don't see the second step until you take the first step.
Right.
You know,
And
so
yeah,
you have to take that first step. And sometimes what happens to us, is that we want to see all the stairs. We want to see all the steps. And so we're afraid to take that until we see everything. And that's not, God doesn't even show us everything.
that's me. Like I am a Virgo. I am a very analytical. I want to see the whole picture. I want to know, like I don't like surprises. I want to know what's happening. Like I'm nosy like that, right? So to have to take these steps and just know that you're building something and know what your heart is saying to you about it was so important. It's so important.
And confidence, someone would say, well, I don't have the confidence to do that. Well, you don't have the confidence to do something you haven't done. Confidence come when you do it.
It does. It
When,
really
when
does.
you do it. It doesn't come before you do it.
No.
When you do it, I didn't have the confidence to say, oh, I could do a podcast, or I could do a TV show, or I could now implement a training and development company. I could run retreats. I could do live events. I could do early childhood centers, or real
Yes,
estate,
yes,
or
yes,
anything. We
yes,
can name a litany of things.
yes.
I didn't have the confidence to do anything until I did it.
Until I did it.
And then the confidence say, whoa, I could do this. The
Yeah,
confidence begins to build.
yes.
You do as you take that first step, and then you see
Yep.
that second step, and then that third step, and then it just begins to build. We'll be right back with one final conversation with Wyvetra. Welcome back to Living a Life by Design with me, your host, Dr. Esther Graham. And of course, I have a very wonderful guest, Wyvetra Jordan. And we've had some powerful conversations, y'all, and make sure that you listen to the replay so you could really take in and make notes and journal everything that she's saying, especially if you're looking at reinventing your life. Right? If you're looking at going to the next level, what is it that you need to do? And so this conversation is really about, how you could be at rock bottom and you could come up and continue to move up, that you don't have to stay wherever you are in your life right now. You don't have to stay there. In other words, your life could even be going great and you could still go even higher.
Higher.
Yeah, and that's what's wonderful about this conversation is saying, listen, you could even go higher. Wyvetra, of course, I've said it earlier, will be a guest speaker at my event, Your Next is Now. I love one of the reasons that title was so important to me because and even when I was away on vacation, I was thinking, we're always talking, I'm waiting for the next level, the next level. And I started thinking, well, many times we're waiting for the next, and then it's the next, and it's the next. Do we ever get to the next? And so
Yeah.
I said, you know what? Our next is now. You
Yeah.
know,
It
our
really
next,
is.
it really is now. We could say, well, I'm waiting. And sometimes we're waiting. Your next isn't someday. Your next is now,
Yeah.
and you really have to be intentional now. You have to be in action now. I could wait, many times people wait, well, I'm going to travel when I retire. You're not guaranteed that.
Yeah, you're
Do it
not.
now. And so
Yeah.
your next is now. And that's why I'm really super excited with the group of people, a group of women, and we may have a couple of men, a few men in the audience, but I want them to walk away with something tangible. I want them to walk away with something in their hands to say, I can take these steps right now and my whole life will shift. That's one of the reasons why I wanted you to come. All of the speakers, they're ready to pour in. And so, Wyvetra, um, what does the phrase mean to you personally? What message do you hope attendees will take away from your journey in Your Next is Now? What you'll be bringing? Just give them a taste because I don't want you to give them everything because they need to show up at the live event.
So, what I like to say, and I agree, it's so funny that like your next is now, how it dovetails into what I say all the time is that I operate in my future self every day now.
Yeah.
I decided
Love it.
that I need to operate in my future self. So your next is now means what does that person do? Like if you were in your next today, what does your morning look like? What is your future self? What does that, if you say, I'm going to be a billionaire business owner doing crypto, what does that billionaire crypto owner do when they get up in the morning? What are they eating? What do they drink? Who do they hang with? Where do they go? What do they do for their bodies? How do they even dress? How do they talk? What is it that they do on a daily basis? And do it
Do it.
now because
Do it
your next
now.
is now.
Now. Do it.
Do it. Whatever your future self is, and you see yourself in it. Like for me, it was like, oh, how do my mornings look? I want to wake up in a soft space. I'm gonna have, my devotion time. I'm not gonna be rushed in the morning. I'm gonna drink my tea in a white robe in front of my glass window. Right? This is what I said. Like I literally like this is what my morning looks like. That's what I would love my morning to look like. And my life coach said, well, do it. Like get you that robe,
Yep.
fix your tea, or have your husband fix your tea,
Yes.
or somebody fix your tea, right? Or
That
go
part.
get tea, be in your robe, soften your mornings. You can create that. It's just a decision. And so I operate in my future self. And I want the attendees to know, and people listening to this podcast, to this interview, to know that to think about, oh my God, if I had blah, 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 this is what I do. When you can, there are a lot of those things that you can do right now because your next is literally now.
Yeah, it really is. I love how you said you look at your future self because really that's what we have to do. We're always thinking, well, no, look at your future. Look at your future self. What is it that you really want? This is your life by design, right?
Yeah.
You get to design it. Look at your future self and do the things for your future self. And I
Mhm.
think that is just so powerful. And listen, and be very intentional about it. I think many times that's the missing piece,
Mhm.
right? Um, is that as entrepreneurs, as women, as a CEO, as a C-suite employee, wherever you are, many times we're so busy being busy. We're so busy building. The phrase, we build as we, what is that phrase? We're
You build as you go, or
build
yeah,
as you go, which that could be okay. However, sometimes you got to sit back and say, wait a minute, I can no longer build. I look
right.
at the future. Let me see my future self. And then I restart that.
Yeah,
Does that
yeah,
make sense?
yes, it
Yeah,
does.
it
You can
does.
just start where you are, like whatever that is. If you say, you know what, when I get this, this was what I'm gonna do in it. I'm gonna be this person. Like if you look at yourself, if you imagine your future self, what do you want her to be? Be that today.
Be that today. Yeah, that's great advice. So, Ivitra, as we close, how can anyone reach out to you for anything, for coaching, for I want to be a real estate agent. I don't know, I'd like to be a broker. How can people just reach out to you?
So you can find us by email at info@thtrealtygroup.com. And that's THT, the home team, realtygroup.com. You can also find me on social media at Wyvetra Jordan, on Facebook at The Real Y Consulting, on Instagram, and the Home Team Lifestyle on any of those pages, including our YouTube channel. Check it out. Selling the DMV on YouTube. We're going into episode 9 now. It's our final episode of the season, and then we'll be doing something else great. So I'm excited for it. Check it out. Let me know how you like it. Leave us a little comment on the show. But I'm really excited to even have done that. That was a future thing, and I was like, why not do it now? And why do I have to wait on Bravo to call me when I can actually create my own?
Yourself. Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
created it, and it's been amazing. It went viral, like literally 20 over 35,000 views in 28 days. It was great.
Wow. That's powerful. That's powerful. Listen, your future self. So everyone, Vyvetra has told you how to reach her, but you can also meet her at your Nexus Now, which is October 10th and 11th in Wilmington, Delaware. Tickets are on sale right now. Registration is right now. Do not wait. Your next is now. So register today. Register right now. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Vyvetra. I love you so much.
Thank
I
you,
can't wait to
Dr.
see you. I love you.
E.
And I know I'll be seeing you soon, before October, I believe,
Yes,
in September. Yeah. So I'm
yes.
looking
Oh,
forward
I
to that.
can't wait. I am in my mind already there.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's going to be a great time. So I love you again. Take care. God bless.
Thank you, Dr. E.
Bye-bye. Bye, everyone. Take care.
You have been listening to Living a Life by Design, the journey back to you, and living 365 days of purpose with host Esther Graham. Listen or watch live every second and fourth Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Discover that what is possible is already in you. God designed a phenomenal life for you. Esther helps you ignite that energy behind your personal journey for a deeper joy and peace, living 365 days of purpose. For more information on living a life by design, visit fddwomen.com.